a neutral party in between Democrat and Republican. You're purple.
No. I just was looking around and I was like, I did my mouse thing and I was like, well, Halloween kind of still here.
I see that we are live on Facebook right now. Sorry to interrupt you.
We are live.
Carol, she snuck it in.
It worked this week.
I've had that happen before. But we're live.
We are live.
Comedy. So, Mista See, I was saying, I like your purple tie. You're half Democrat, half Republican, right in the middle.
Yes. It's purple, a little bit of pink from my LGBTQ family.
Ooh,
and
nice.
then I got the sprinkled dots of black and blue over here. So the cops and black and blue lives do matter. And then we also have the white color, which is for my Caucasian brethren and whatnot. And, my outfit is perfect white. So there's a little bit of yellow. So we got my Asian fam in there too. So, I'm racist to everybody because I love all of them. And that's
wow. You're repping everything.
2024.
Wow. I'm black for Black Lives Matter.
Yes,
and I like black. Black is basic. I love black. It's my favorite color, actually. I love black. All right. Let's see. Yeah.
I like black too.
All right. Carol loves black and red. That's my other favorite color. Looking good, Carol.
Thank you.
All right. So let's play this theme song and start our watch parties on Facebook. We are live on Facebook yet again. So exciting, election night. And we're going to play the Dive Bar Comedy theme song and start our watch parties. Okay.
I wake up when the sun goes down. I wake up when the sun goes down. I wanna do some comedy. I wanna do some comedy. At a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar. I can't say what I wanna say. I can't say what I wanna say. I'm censored. Dive bar comedy. Dive bar comedy. Dirty, bad, nasty 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 comedy. Dive bar comedy.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love that. We are live. So let's introduce our comics. It's Wild Joe. And let's see who we got. So I would mention Carol Newell hosting our tech, getting us all up and running. We have Mista See.
Yeah, what it do,
our show host, back again. All right. And in one word only, if you guys have a political party, I'm going to go around the room. If you're willing to tell, you don't have to tell. And you could say if you are Republican, Democrat, or something else. Let's start. Bella Rose. What's your party?
Well, I'm going Democrat this year.
All right. Bella Rose for the Democrats. So we've got 1 point for blue. Okay. Mark Selzer. Mark Selzer. Can you tell us your vote?
Libertarian Party.
Libertarian. So I don't know what color that is, but yellow, let's say. 1 point blue, 1 point yellow. Okay. David Zasloff.
Anti-Trump.
Anti-Trump. So let's see what color that might be. I don't know, but it's not red. Okay. Erin Hart.
I used to be a Democrat, and now I really don't believe in any parties anymore. So I am going libertarian, and I say fuck you to the parties.
So we've got two libertarians in the house. All right. Let's see. And French accent.
I'm so conservative, I eat my hot dog sideways and fart cigar smoke. My email address is lifebegins@conception.com. Really,
Wow.
I'm like on the bridge between Republican and Libertarian. It depends. Different.
Oh
I'm
my
all over
gosh.
the map, but mostly on
We're
the
gonna
right.
have a libertarian takeover with this show. All
Well,
right, we got
mostly on the right.
everything. Got everything. I forgot to ask Carol and Mista See. Either of you guys want to tell your leanings? You prefer to stay neutral.
Blue wave. Blue wave. That's
Blue.
all I'm saying. Blue wave.
Blue for Carol.
For me, I'm independent and whatnot, but I did vote for the Green Party this year for my man Howie and whatnot, which is basically the liberal side of the libertarians. So basically 60% of America votes independent on almost every issue. It is only that last 40% where we're on the extremes of Republican and Democrat, fussing like fools. So that's why libertarians, Green Party, independents, we're really all the same people looking for the same things. We just kind of stubborn in our ways, but the other two, but
All right. We've got a little bit of
love.
everything. Wow. And I was kind of torn. I tend to go Democrat, but I'm officially a non-partisan voter. I have like no party. But yeah, I got won over. I read some books. I listened to audiobooks, and I got won over by James Comey. Wrote a scathing personal book about his experience with Donald Trump, and that was what made me say, oh, I just can't vote for him after all that. But I do like some of his policies. Let's start with French accent. Welcome to our show. You're our red Republican.
And we're not doing the comedy yet?
Not
No,
yet.
this is the
Okay.
interviews.
All right.
This is the interview.
All right. Just making sure. Just making sure.
And we usually avoid politics, but I like that we have a nice mix on this show of everybody from every party, even the smaller parties. But I specifically asked because I knew I was lacking in the Republicanness for this episode. So I specifically asked people if they knew any politically right-leaning people, comics that they could have invite to the show, and they suggested you. So I'm
Nice.
happy to have you on.
I'm happy to be on. Thank you.
So it sounds like you're an outspoken Republican, and you include that in your comedy. Can you tell us a little bit about your comedy and what you like to talk about?
Oh, I just like to make people laugh. You know, with comedy, I think making people laugh comes first. And I think people forget that on both sides of the fence. So what I try and do is I do have messages, but there's no bleak quality to them. And actually, it'd be funnier after the show. But some stuff's a little bit more obvious. Some stuff is the message is hidden in there so that you can just laugh. You know, you don't have to worry about it. And then maybe later on, you might be like, oh, well, that's something at least. But no, for me, mostly, I want to make people laugh first. And so I concentrate on that. My political side comes out in my personal life. And it's just who I am. It's like I'm not going to quit believing what I believe just because I want to do comedy. That kind of screws me up. So that's sort of where I am on it.
Nice. Well, welcome to the show. I want to get right back to you, but I want to say hello to Michelle Malizaki.
Thank you.
Hey. Better late than never. We just went around and revealed our political leanings, and we have like Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, Independents, and Green Party represented. So if you want to tell people what you are, or what then you can, but you don't have to.
I could, but oh my gosh, I've been hiding in the attic for the last 4 years.
It is a secret ballot, so you know you don't have to.
Yeah, but you know, hear me out. I'm a registered Republican.
Okay.
But Carol's like, what? Well, when I was an immigrant, I got a ticket because I'm a bad driver. And this ticket was the costly one.
Ooh.
So I went to the court and got a court date. And I went back to the court, Simi Valley Court. And Yeah. And the cop didn't show up because Ronald Reagan died the night before. Have you ever had anybody die for you? Ronald Reagan died for me. So I didn't have to, that my ticket is like dismissed. I'm like, oh my God. Thank you, Mr. Reagan. If I ever become an American citizen, I'm going to be a Republican. I mean, this guy's the only guy ever who died for me for real. Nobody else. I mean, like, I had some guys like, oh, Michelle, I will die for you. Really? They never died for me, but Reagan died for me. So, hey, I'm a registered Republican. I kept my word.
Well, congratulations on becoming a citizen, first of all. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's a great story. So
the true story.
I want to get back to our French accent because I do hear an accent. And I want to know where you're from.
Oh, I'm from Wyoming originally. My character, I do a character comedy act, so it's another thing. But I do dialects, and the thing is, Frank Caliendo cornered the market, so I had to kind of figure out my own thing because he does accents. And I could go into Scotland like nothing and go into that for days. And I love to go to bars and get girls to give me the free drinks because they think I'm from Scotland and I got the beer and I can pull it off real well. But then they find out I'm from Wyoming and then they're not as happy with me. So I quit doing that a while back. I can do all these voices, but I decided to do an act that I could sort of go in and out of different voices and have an Uber voice and all this stuff. So that's why that's one of the French accents. If I wanted to be a Frenchman in a sort of serious motif, I'll not be able to do that for you, but it's not how my act is like a drunken Canadian. You'll see.
Hilarious.
All right.
Well, hopefully now I haven't spoiled it. Usually I surprise the shit out of everybody, but it's all good.
No, that's good. I like the way you say you incorporate it into your act and pepper it in. I feel like I need to incorporate more dancing and singing into my act because I do dance and sing, but I always do that as a separate thing. I don't really include it in my comedy, but I love comics that do that because it can be very, very funny to throw a little song in there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, well, welcome to our show. I can't wait to hear your act. Let's see. Who else is new to our show? Oh, Mark Selzer. Mark.
Hi.
Yay.
It was so fun doing your shows at the Lexington downtown. That's so super fun.
Thanks. Well, we're going to have more later on. They may be sick of us down there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then
I don't know how they're doing it. I thought nothing's supposed to be open yet, but they're wide open.
Well, we just did it. We're like, nephew, a lot of places are. I went down to Fairfax. A lot of those stores just opened up, just quietly opening up. The people are tired of it. We did lose one of our stages, though. That caused the problem. I guess they raided us. So we thought we could have a second stage outside, and it didn't work out. And then we had to crunch everyone into one stage, and a bunch of people were mad at us because they had to wait a long time to go up. But, that's the way it is. If you want to come, you got to suffer.
What stage did you lose? There was an indoors and an outdoors.
We had the indoor and outdoor, and then we lost the indoor. And I said, okay, we'll just use the other parking lot and have a stage. We set up this beautiful stage in front of the mural. We had a spotlight and chairs around it, and then they told us we couldn't do that either, so we had to crunch everything into the big main stage. And we just had too many comics. What I should have done was I should have went to all the hosts, and I should have went to my comics and said, hey, can you go home? Is that going to be all right? Are you going to be traumatized if you go home? If you're not going to be traumatized, please go home. And I should have done that, but I didn't. But sometimes I get hired just to be the host of all the hosts. But, that's a lesson in the future. If we have problems like that, I'll have to do that. Mm. But, yeah, I'm a libertarian. I ran for office as a libertarian. You can look me up at politicalgraveyard.com. I got 7% of the vote. I did an educational TV show for the Libertarian Party. I was an official in the Libertarian Party. I was the Southern Vice Chair of the California Libertarian Party, which is where we raise most of our money, have our most registered libertarians. So it was very important. I was also on the National Committee of the Libertarian Party for a long time. And eventually I just had to quit because I got tired of raising money. I got tired of calling people up and trying to raise money for them. But I voted for Joe Jorgensen today. I even put a picture of it on my thing, which is the Magic Castle. That was the best place to vote. You can get inside the Magic Castle. You have a vote in there at the bar. And you went in there. I was able to take pictures of everything and look around. And it was pretty neat. So, you know, I have a little photo essay of it on my Facebook. And at the end, I also took pictures of my ballot when I quit. I voted no on everything and voted for Joe Jorgensen and Spike Cohen. So I hope we do good. I hope we get 4% of the presidential vote, 3%. Our record's about 2%, even though we've gotten governors of states to run for us. Gary Johnson, who's the governor of New Mexico, he ran twice, but he only got 2% of the vote, which was kind of sad. But now we have a woman named Joe Jorgensen. We're the only woman on the ballot. So who knows? Maybe we get 3%, 4% of the presidential vote, grow our party. She's growing the party. So I hope we do well. We shall see. I think Trump just won Florida, so I imagine he's going to win. So
Really?
But really? You think he's going to win? I thought he only had a 20% chance of winning still. But. Yeah,
well, that's just the media. But if you win Florida, that's pretty much it. No president has won. The winner is the person that wins Florida. So we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and we'll have that guy. I forget his name. I don't remember. I wrote a bunch of jokes about him, but I forgot him.
Well, you're very involved in politics. That's interesting. I heard that if you vote for one of the smaller parties, and if they get 5% of the vote, that they get some extra money. So,
damn right.
So that could be a reason to vote for a smaller party too.
We refuse all that money. The Libertarian Party refuses all that money, and we have what can happen is it can make your ballot status. Like in California, we maintain our ballot status. What we did for a long time, we ran a woman, usually for a statewide office. Her name is Gail Lightfoot. And because of her name, she would get 5% of the vote, or 6%.
It's a good name. Yeah.
We would run her like every year, and then we'd keep our ballot status, and we didn't have to collect millions of signatures again.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I vote for people based off their name, like almost every office other than maybe president. I don't know these people. They have a name and a job title, and that's what I'm basing my vote off of pretty much all the time. So
independent businessman, I'll vote for that because I figure they at least have some practical knowledge of how the real world works. You know, I knew I was a libertarian, but once I started running a business, I'm like, oh God, I am a libertarian. I've talked to people who are super left-wing political activists and communists, and then they open up a business. Suddenly, they're extremely right-wing. Not that libertarians are right-wing. I would say I'm a liberal, but I'm not a leftist. I'm a liberal libertarian. There are conservative libertarians and everything in between. So we just basically don't want the government to push our point of view. We want the government to stay out of it.
That's why you're no on everything. Your method is just no on everything.
I'm against it. That's what I put today on my theme song. I put a punk rock song of the day. The Ramones have a song, I'm against it. And so I put that as my punk rock song of the day. If you go to my Facebook, you can see I usually have a punk rock song of the day. Since I have a business, basically I'm retired on my punk rock record collection. I hoarded punk rock records when no one wanted them. I have 40,000 of them I bought for $1 each, and now I'm retired on them, and I sell them.
That's $40,000.
Yeah, it's $40,000, but I retired on the proceeds, and it was just money that I made from selling the records. Like I used
like
to have
LPs.
Great
Yeah,
investment.
LPs and 7-inch records, vinyl records, and I hoarded them from dollar bins. And then I would sell some of them so I could buy more. Like the first, I would never sell any of my records, and I found a record by the Misfits that I already had. I'm like, wow, this is only $1, but this is worth $130. Now it's worth way, way, way more than that. Walk Among Us, their first LP. So I hid it in the dollar bin and went outside and tried to bum change to get $1 to buy it because I didn't have money for the buck to get back. And so then I had like a green mohawk and I had all this leather and chains and all this stuff. And so people were just so happy that I wasn't going to eat their children that they gave me their change. So if I could have got it and I sold it for $100 when I was in art school, went out and bought 100 other punk rock records out of the dollar bin. And I started a mail order company and sold it for 20, 30, 50, 60, $100 each. If I could find one, because then the internet, no one knew when the punk rock record would come to their store. They had no idea what's this German punk band. They had no idea, and they would just stick it in the dollar bin. And I would grab it, and I hoarded tons and tons. I hoarded 40,000 of them. Well, I sold a bunch of others, and now I basically retired on my really bad taste in music because people used to think, "Why do you buy that garbage?" And the people hated it, but now everyone thinks it's cool, so it's all worth a lot of money. And I'm selling all my punk rock records for, 50.
Wow, that's an interesting story. I actually just recently bought a record player. I haven't even set it up yet, but I bought like a it does records, CDs, tapes, everything, Bluetooth. It's like everything in one because I'm like, hey, I want to be able to play all my old stuff and whatever's new. So
whatever else you have. Now you're supposed to do it on YouTube.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. All right, Mark. Well, thanks for coming on. I can't wait to hear your set.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to our next comedian. We have the beautiful Bella Rose. Bella, you are very liberal in your political leanings, as you often post on Facebook and other places. So how are you feeling this election night?
Oh, I'm scared. I'm fucking scared. I'm really scared. It's like terrifying. It's just terrifying to think that there's so many people who are leaning and it's so close and you're just like, what the fuck? I don't know. Where are these people living on this planet? It's like they're living on another planet. It's like,
welcome to the team, sister.
I'm baffled. I'm thinking I gotta go to Costa Rica. I'm like ready to get the fuck out of here, honestly. Like, I can't stand it. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Wow.
We are fucking embarrassment.
If you had to leave this country, what country would you go to?
I'm feeling shame.
What country would you go to if you had to leave?
Costa Rica right now.
That's nice.
It's
nice.
I haven't been there, but
I've been there. It's tropical, jungle, beach. Beautiful. It's frogs and
it has
exotic monkeys.
Care.
Huh?
According to Bloomberg, it has one of the best medical care in the entire world.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Super good medical care.
Nice.
And cheap medical care.
Yeah, I was there. It was beautiful. It's tropical, warm all year round. So, good choice.
I need that.
Yeah.
I need that.
So, what else has been going on, Bella? Anything interesting in your life since last time you were on our show?
Other than my debilitating disease
that
my family still doesn't believe I have. But I'm going to see a neurosurgeon, like one of the most famous neurosurgeons in the world.
I don't think, does it really qualify as a disease? You said it's like a vein is pressing on your nerve or something?
No, it's a debilitating disease. It's a
disease?
Yeah.
Okay.
They nickname it the suicide disease.
Wow.
Because the pain is so mind-numbing that you want to shoot yourself. I mean, I've had visions of basically like killing myself in so many different ways.
But
when
you had that before. You had that before you had this, didn't you?
yeah, but now it's like the pain on it's just so much. I'm
Oh.
like I never actually like visualized going and getting a gun and shooting my head off, you know? I mean, it's just like the pain is so much.
That's
You're just
horrible.
like, fuck. It's horrible. Yeah.
Are you gonna do anything, or they're gonna go in there and try
Well,
to separate your
I
vein from
mean,
your nerve?
apparently they can go in and they can you know, make an incision in the brain and put in a little piece of cushioning. But I might have like a whole bunch of nerves. It might not just be one, it might be 8 because I might have another disease, ON, another neuralgia. So they're gonna go in and see, you know, like
They're gonna
with
go
an
in and
MRI,
see, or they can scan and see.
well,
They have
with
to
a more detailed MRI, not in surgically, no.
Okay.
With
Oh
a,
gosh.
they're gonna scan. All right. Well, keep us updated because
a better scan. Oh, but on a positive note, I am like, what do you call this? Like ambassador or I'm sponsoring like a whole bunch of like fitness things. So if you guys want fitness clothes, like I can get really good discounts now.
You're like, I have a debilitating disease. I'm dying, but I'm an ambassador for fitness. I love it, Bella.
Oh, right? Like such an oxymoron. That's my life. That is my life. Yeah. But you can get like really good discounts, and I'm getting the really cutest workout wear because of course I'm still working on eating my own pussy since you know that's what's resorted to. Thank you for giving me that idea. I appreciate that, Mr. C. That was just fabulous. He's like, you know, I'm like, I can wrap my legs around my head, but I'm not having sex. And he's like, well, pretty soon you'll be able to like eat your own pussy. And I'm like, wow, yoga goals.
You'll never have to leave the house.
Yoga goals, right?
Well, if anybody has seen your Instagram page, they'll see that you are very close because you can really bend. You're very bend.
I'm for president for a reason, guys. I know what I'm talking
Why
about.
is a contortionist here? All right, Bella. Well, welcome back to our show. Don't kill yourself. If you happen to get murdered and shot in the head, everybody's going to think it's a suicide because of this. So I wouldn't go around telling people. Yeah, you'll be fine, Bella. Just try to get your pain taken care of and stay amongst the living.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, who wants to be next? Okay. David Zasloff, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I like you. You look like you're in a museum, very erudite, very intelligent with the glasses, and I like it. Welcome.
I like art. I'm a big art fan, and I was born in the Bronx, and I said I was anti-Trump, which I am, but really, what I really am is an environmentalist, and I will support anybody that supports making the earth a safer place, a better place.
Yeah, I see landscape. You have a big landscape behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've got a few environmentalists on this show with you. I'm an environmentalist. Bella's an environmentalist, and probably some others too. So,
yeah, environmental gang.
Yeah.
When I was, I don't know, somehow I was born in the Bronx, and I went to high school of music and art in Manhattan. And somehow I wound up being one of the first Jewish ski instructors in Vermont. In the Bronx, my neighborhood was Irish and Jews, and the Irish always beating up the Jews. They hated me. In fact, when I was 5, an Irish kid called me a Jew bastard, and he yelled at me for killing Christ. And I was 5 years old. I didn't know anything about Christ except whoever he was causing me a lot of trouble. So I moved to Vermont, and Vermont people didn't hate me for being Jewish. They hated me for being a New Yorker. When I moved to Oregon, in Oregon, people heard my New York accent and they thought I came from Australia. And they liked me, but I had already been a ski instructor, and skiing got me into climbing mountains and river running. I became a whitewater river guide in Oregon. I moved to Alaska. I didn't move there. I hitchhiked to Alaska and lived in the woods with a gun. I shot my food.
Wow.
I ate
Wow.
seagulls and chipmunks and porcupines, and
Well, which one tasted the best?
they all taste shitty. Every one of them. They all taste. They all
So
taste.
you're
They
not
all
craving
taste
some
the same shit.
seagull
They
now
all
that
eat
you're
the
back
same
home.
shit. They taste terrible. You are what you eat, and when you eat that shit, it tastes like shit.
Well,
Gotta have
might
garlic.
taste
Gotta have garlic.
natural and free. Natural and free.
Right,
Chipmunk.
free range chipmunk.
So tasty.
Oh my gosh. So you're a real mountain man.
Oh yeah, yeah. I became a whitewater river guide. I climbed a lot of mountains. I was a winter mountain climber, and I had a Malamute dog who carried his own food. My dog had a pack. The thing about Malamutes is I learned they love to pull, but they hate to carry. So whenever he saw the pack, he said "fuck you" and he would run away. Really smart dog and great dog. I would take him into the mountains and he would find his own food. He was a great hunter. I dug trail in the mountains of Utah. I swung a sledgehammer. What was it? 6 days a week, 7 hours a day, a 9-pound sledgehammer breaking rock like a chain gang out of Provo, Utah.
Why?
Make a
Why
living.
were you breaking these rocks? What was wrong with the
We were
rocks?
digging trail. I was hired on a trail crew.
Oh.
And,
You must have been ripped.
Oh, I was the
Carol's
toughest.
thinking sexual.
I was the most
thoughts.
I was the, thanks for saying that, Carol. I was the most muscular Jew I've ever seen. I was driving my car in Oregon with my shirt off. It's like I was such a hillbilly. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Nice.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What a life.
Being in Alaska, I hitchhiked to Alaska. I didn't drive. I hitchhiked. I had a gun and
Well, that's called Uber nowadays. It's called Uber, and it's completely accepted again.
That would
Went
be
through
like
a dark phase, but now it's back.
That'd be like $10,000 Uber.
Oh my God, I bet.
A long drive. So
what an exciting story.
I'm really pro-environment. That's what I'm saying. I think that the present administration is completely anti-life, essentially, and definitely anti-environment. And they just opened up the Tongass National Forest in Alaska. That is fucked. That's the fuck thing to do. And it's all for oil. We don't need the oil, but they opened it up for oil. We don't need it. Anyhow, and then I did a lot of drugs for a while. When I came back, and I was running a jazz club in Seattle.
What? So wait, you didn't do drugs in the wilderness. You waited until you got home and started doing drugs at the jazz club.
No drugs. I came back to Seattle. I took the ferry down from Alaska, hitchhiked to I forget the name of the port. Hitchhiked down, and God, the stories in Alaska are amazing. I mean, I have some amazing animal stories. I learned a lot about what it means to shoot something and watch it die. I mean, you get to see, when you live in the woods like that, I got to see animal spirits. I know a lot of people don't believe that stuff, but fuck it, it's the way it is. Indians, every time an Indian shot an animal, they said a prayer to the spirit of the animal as it left the body, thanking the spirit for the meat. So I got to experience all that stuff, and it was very freaky to watch that happen. So I have deep beliefs, and that's my spiritual. I'm very Jewish, but my deeper belief is spiritual, the spiritual oneness with the universe. King Solomon, a long time ago, said nothing is separate. I have firm belief in our ultimate sense of connection between each other, which is completely missing in our stupid religious environment, which negates any sense of oneness except for money, and anyhow,
wow.
I don't need to get political.
Well, anybody that's had a pet knows that they are people too. Animals are people too, in a way. They just can't talk, but they have feelings, and they think, and they have wants and families and all that stuff, just like us. So
that's what hunters miss. They miss that when they kill an animal, they're killing a family member. They don't get that. They don't understand that. All the animals are talking to each other. Dolphins have a language. They're talking to each other. Whales sing to each other. bees talk to each other. They dance and they tell other bees where to go. I mean, we are. As I read recently, somebody said, until we can learn the language of the animals, we're fucked. He didn't say it like that, but that's pretty much what he was saying. That we need to understand the language of all the animals, and then we'll begin to see how the depth of our connections. And a lot of my comedy is about that. So
well, that's beautiful, and that's great that we have somebody with this perspective, because a lot of people think they're into the environment or animals, but they don't talk about it as much. And so it's great that you're out there talking about it and spreading the word, because I think everybody, or a lot of people, do care about the environment, but maybe they just aren't as vocal. But there's people like you and people like Bella. Bella's a vegan, and she's always talking about being a vegan. So that's great. Well, welcome to the show.
good to be
All
here.
right, this is exciting. Great group of people. Let's see. How about Erin Hart? We've got Erin Hart on the show. You're here for the first time also, right, Erin?
Yeah. How are you?
Can you tell us where you're from and how you got into comedy?
Originally I'm from a small town called Doylestown, Ohio. It's a little bit south of Akron. I call it where the white trash and the Amish kind of come together. It's like cornfields with like, we're halfway to the city, we're halfway to the Amish, we're like, and I'm related to half the people in the town. It's a one stoplight town, but I live in Orange County now because it was 30 below one day, and I just was like, I can't fucking take it.
I met some Amish people. I think it was a home show, like a convention. I met these two Amish guys, and their wives had to sew their clothes for them. And one of them had like great clothes, like all perfect. And the other one, it looked like somebody that really didn't know how to sewed his clothes for him. And I was like, man, that kind of sucks if your wife has to sew your clothes and she might not even be good at sewing. But
I used to do road construction in Ohio, and I was the stop girl. And in Ohio, we have to stop horse and buggies, not just like cars. So I had to stop the horse and buggies, and I love animals. Like I'm like the last guy, I make friends with the squirrels and the birds. I was like, come here. So I was like trying to pet the horses. And the one thing I hate about the Amish, and don't worry, they're not watching. Fuck the Amish. Fuck them. They do not like when you try to pet their animals. They're like, they're working, get away from my animal. And I'm just like, I don't like you anymore. And they have the German accent. And they're like, arr, arr. I don't know. Very rude people. I'm going to say.
Make great furniture.
We can talk shit. It's okay.
They make great furniture. All the wooden furniture they make by hand. And it's very expensive, though. You think you could get a deal, but it's very expensive.
And they make, the big thing in my hometown's called Doylestown, Ohio, is everybody's very snobby. Once I reached my 20s, and let's be real, 19, everybody started having kids. They have swing sets, and all their swing sets, if you're the elite, have the Amish made swing sets. And my sister had this Amish made swing set, and she just kept hyping it up. Oh, it's Amish made, it's Amish made, it's Amish made. And I'm like, oh, whatever. My nephew fell off the swing set, broke his leg, and then we're like, the Amish made swing set.
But was it the swing set's fault, or was it the nephew's fault?
Okay. The Amish, they're assholes. Okay, they're assholes.
Yeah, my baby went down the slide face first today. It wasn't the slide's fault that he hit the concrete. It was the baby's fault, and it was our fault for like turning our head for a second. But anyway, he's got a hard head, so he's lucky. But wow. Well, so how long have you been doing stand up?
I've been doing stand up about 16 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I started out of frustration of stripping. I was stripping way past my prime, and I was like, why God, why am I fucking still stripping? And then one day it came to me, I should make jokes about this shit. And so I just really based a lot of my comedy off of that. And then I kept going, and I have a son that hates the fact I do anything about stripping, and he's very embarrassed by me and hates me for it. But that's what a parent is. If any of you have children, just don't. Just fucking hang yourself now. Don't.
Well, there's those stories that you don't want anyone in your family to hear, that you're just waiting for your parents to one day die, and you could tell. But then if you have kids, then I mean, you could just never tell some of these filthy stories.
My mom died last November, and I had told her I was stripping, and when I started stripping, she goes, because I was very klutzy, she goes, "Oh my God, you wear heels?" And then she wanted to know how much I made.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I did promise today that I would tell a story about midget porn. So hopefully my mom's not watching, but she always likes to tune in on the worst episodes. So tune out now, Mom. Okay, let's see. Who else we got? One last comic, and I only put you last because you showed up late. Michelle Malizaki, unmute yourself. And take that French fry out of your mouth. No, you're getting fries. Tell us a little bit about how you got into comedy and what brought you here.
I don't know. I had midlife crisis, as everybody else. But you know, when I was 30, I thought I had a midlife crisis, so I got a motorcycle license. Well, before that, I was gonna get my boob augmented. So I had like $6,000 saved up, right?
Wow.
And then I went to see Dr. Ray. You know Dr. Ray, the breast boob doctor from Beverly Hills. He was on Taco Bell commercial. Yeah. And I used to work for Japanese TV production, and I went to interview him. And then I'm like, okay, Dr. Ray, how soon can you see me? He's like, oh, it's gonna be 3 months from now for consultation, and then like you have to wait another 3 months to get your, done. I'm like, oh, that's a long time to wait. And then meanwhile, I went on another job. It's a documentary about 3 Japanese guys on Harley Davidson going across America. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should get a Harley Davidson. So when I came back to LA, I went to the motorcycle school. And then I passed my test. And oh my gosh, all my classmates for 2 weekends, they came up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, Michelle, congratulations. I'm like, oh my gosh, Americans are so nice, congratulating me. But then I didn't see them congratulating to each other. I'm like, huh. And then somebody told me, oh yeah, we thought you were not gonna make it. Like, what?
So what happened? You got your Harley and you just took off on a road trip?
Yeah,
what happened?
On my driver's license, it says like C for the regular driving and M for motorcycle, or M2, I think. Yeah, for motorcycle. Yeah. Yay, Carol. And
did you get a motorcycle? Did you get your motorcycle and go riding around?
No, well, I got the boots. I got the leather jacket and the glove. I mean, you have to have the certain kind of boots because you don't want the shoelace stuck in the tire. Yeah, you can't just wear regular shoes. And I was ready to buy chaps because you need a chaps to be on Harley Davidson. But then I kind of chickened out, so I bought furniture instead. It's $6,000, but I made the right choice because my furniture's still with me. If I bought the Harley Davidson,
you probably wouldn't even be here right now. Yeah,
no,
you never know.
No. But my dream, my son is 15, and my dream is for us to ride, me in a sidecar, my son on a motorcycle, to go to Grand Canyon together. That's my dream.
The one with the motorcycle license. So you might have to put him in the sidecar. He's gonna have to go to motorcycle school.
Maybe next year. because
Yeah.
he's 15. Yeah.
You're gonna
Yep.
do it. All right, I
I'm gonna
believe
do
in you. That's an exciting story.
Is it? I
Cool.
don't know. I don't know anymore. What excites you people? Like nothing.
Well, you know,
Nothing.
I wouldn't have placed you as a Harley rider either. That's probably why people were so impressed that you got through the school.
Oh yeah, everybody's like, oh my gosh, congratulations, congratulations. Like, oh, okay, nice. Americans are so nice.
Wow. Well, you would turn heads if you were riding your Harley. You still have time. You could have another midlife crisis and
Well, so that
get
was
your
when
Harley.
I was 30. And then when I was like 45, my grandma died. And she was like 98. And I'm like, oh, my midlife crisis is not till like 48.
Yeah, it depends how long your family lives. You're right.
Yeah, and then that's when I started doing stand-up. So hey, this gotta be my midlife crisis thing. And
well, that's
oh my
exciting.
gosh.
That's exciting. All right. Well, I can't wait to hear your set. I think we've talked to all of our comics tonight, and we are ready to start the show. So, all right, Mista See, how are you hanging in there? You ready?
I'm all right. I'm chilling. It was a great talk. Got to hear everybody really sort it out. Got to get a good feel for all the talent we got. And it sounds like we got some great new talent tonight. So I'm excited. So let's get this thing started. You guys ready for the Dive Bar Comedy Show? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
That's right. So I'm Mr. C, the Enforcer, aka Poppy Carl, the bad boy. Tonight I am still in Halloween mode as I am dressed as a comedian who just found out he's got his first paying gig, but he needed a shirt and tie. So that would explain these beautiful colors. But let's get it in. We got 5 great talents. It's going to throw it down. Actually, 6 great talents. 3 boys, 3 girls, from what I'm noticing and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And we're going to start this thing off with a wonderful young lady. By the way, of course, I'm an independent. I love the fact that I heard about the green stuff, heard about the world stuff. I have a plan called Make America Green Again, where I basically want to make this country look like iRobot, using money to put Americans back to work. We got to fix this place. That's a whole nother story. Go green, baby, all day. So, you guys ready for the first comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
That's right. So this first comedian coming to the stage is a wonderful young lady. She is a classic veteran. She is also extremely flexible. I think she can eat her own puss. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this woman is extremely talented. She is a free lady. She is liberal as all liberals get, and she loves everybody, even people she don't know, so much so. And I just found out she's on the team because she found out that the man ain't cool. No, he ain't. He daggone right, my sister. So welcome my sister to the stage. Can I get a clap, 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 clap for Bella, Miss Flexible Pro?
Yeah.
Thank you. I hate going first. I'm like so bummed, but oh well. Yeah, so I took a little nap today to prepare for this. And I was thinking, actually, when you take a nap, that's like the best gift that you can give all the people around you. Like, so when I just tell my children, I'm like, children, mommy has a gift for you. And they're like, what is it? And I'm like, I'm going to go take a nap. Because it's good for everyone when you're rested. And it's actually, I'm going to give Trump a compliment, which is probably the only compliment I'm ever going to give. But both of them actually, like, they're in their 70s. What? And they're like out running around campaigning. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get my nap in. It's a 10 o'clock show. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I think I'm like probably way past I had my midlife crisis at like 25. But I don't really understand it. It's like Trump can sexually assault women. He can like kill, like his sons go around killing like extinct animals. Like it's just, I cannot wrap my head around what the fuck people are thinking. It's like my mother, it's like of the population is my mother. That is fucking terrifying as fuck. You know? I mean, literally, I'm listening to the supporters and they're just like, oh yeah, he's doing such a great job. You know? And the president himself, I'm doing such a great job. I'm so fantastic. And it's just like narcissistic diarrhea constantly just being spewed from this man's mouth. Oy vey, what are we going to do? I don't know. But hello, I don't think Ronald Reagan died for you. He basically for everyone else, but no, I don't think he fucking died for you. Sorry, just get that narrative out of your head and like come on to the side of reason, because yeah, the only thing that Ronald Reagan did was kill the middle class. He is the one who invented all those tax loops for the rich. Yeah.
Drug war.
And just so you guys, I don't know, like everyone's, oh my God, this laptop story with Biden. Fucking the New York Post, owned by Rupert Murdoch. Am I like the only old person here? Rupert Murdoch bought Fox and half the media like 20 fucking years ago to create fake news. And now they've switched the narrative, and now the New York Times is somehow now fake news. Like what fucking world are we living in? I threw an anti-Fox party 22 years ago because, hello, that's what Rupert Murdoch did, because he's a conservative freak who wants to control the masses through the media. Brilliant. I have to say, the Republicans are fucking smarter. You know, they really are. Like, we were like, oh, let's occupy Wall Street. And what did they do? They bought Fox and they bought all the fucking news media outlets. I think their idea worked a little bit better. Yeah. It's sad to always be on the losing side, man. The fucking Democrats have been pussies forever. And you know, you didn't think, like, I don't know if you guys lived through the Bush area. Like, I know you did, David. You did, Mr. C. Okay. We didn't think like that was like, holy fuck, you know? We didn't think it would be worse. But yet here we are. 2020. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's not that many punchlines in there. There are not that many punchlines. It's just like the whole thing is just such a fucking joke. That yeah, I figured we don't really need any tonight. But yeah, now I can't like go off of anybody else's material. I guess everybody can go off of mine. So you're welcome. All right, do I get is that my light, or did I not get my, last time I was on Gaba Patton, I was just like, blah, 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 blah. I don't even think I saw the light, but was that my light, Carol?
Yes.
Oh, it was my light. Oh, I see. I intuitively knew that. It's amazing. All right. Thank you all. See you.
Yeah.
In the Thank you.
Yeah, and I like that. That's right. Political show, election night, and I like what she talked about. Same thing with me. You know, with all these guys, you know, Trump, he's wild, Biden, he's a little gutter butter. So, for example, there's 35 sexual assault cases between the both of them. Trump daddy, I call him T. Diddy. He has 27. And Joe Breezy, the bitch grabber, he's got 8, right? And both of them have condemning thing. So when you hear another person from the other side kind of dismissing it,
27 compared to 8. That's a fucking, come on. That's
but eight is so good, right? 8 is so great.
Yeah,
right?
but like Trump won't give his DNA. The lady has a sample of the sperm on her dress. The reporter has his
I understand Trump is
on her fucking dress, and he refuses to give DNA.
I know.
He's like, no,
crazy.
I'm not going to give DNA. I should not give DNA.
I know. This is why I'm independent, because both of these guys are on two parts of the end, because they're all friends. After they argue on stage, they go and ask, how is Hunter doing? Like Trump talks all that shit.
There's no pictures of Biden
like,
with fucking that guy.
How was his daughter's play last week? These guys are all friends and whatnot. So don't get it too confused.
Yeah, but there's no pictures of Biden with on the pedophile.
Biden, so you know how they said Trump got the DNA thing with the girl? She's got him banged, right? He's in the corner. He's wild. He's done, right? We already know that. So the thing with Biden is so it's this report on CNN where this lady that used to be his secretary, one night after the event, she came to see him at the office, and he pinned her in the corner, kissed her, and rammed his finger in her vagina without authorization. Then she went home and told her friend that same evening. And you can look it up on CNN. Now, does that sound as bad?
Yeah, I heard
to say, hey, even if it is one, is that enough to say it's cool? So both of them fucking suck to me. They're both bad.
Yeah, but if we're deciding the lesser evils at this point.
No, it's not true, because there's 6 parties on the ballot. You can always vote for them. They're always there for you to choose. And you can write in a candidate such as myself, Carl Anthony Jr., by the way, and this is why I run, because they're not better men than me. They don't have better solutions than me, and they don't have better policies than me, or anybody in the Green Party, or anybody in the Libertarian Party. Let's be honest. The best policies are
your vote.
Libertarian,
your vote away
independent, and writing, let's be honest, and whatnot. They fit 60, 70, 80% of the country and whatnot. Now, I love Democrats. I voted blue for 30 straight years. Okay, so trust me, we will vote blue no matter who over here. I was like, vote blue no matter who, vote blue no matter who, yeah. They got me. And I'm not going red. I ain't going red. No, that ain't happening, Jack. So
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm stuck in the middle between them, but I understand what you're saying, and you did a great job. And this is why we have in this show, because we want to hear all the points of view go down, and you express yours well. And I'm going to give a round of applause for the goddess, Mother Earth, Miss Bella Sugar Bear.
Yeah.
That's right. So we're going to go into our next comedian to keep it rolling back to back. We got a bunch of newbies, so I'm going to go with a veteran. I noticed he was kicking with Miss Wild Joe doing a couple of shows, so I figured he had a pretty tight flow. And I like his last name because I put his last name in a lot of my drinks. So he's all right with me. I am a presidential candidate. Anyway, this guy's another wonderful talent. Apparently does a lot of shows. Great man, veteran in the game, used to hosting mad events such as myself. Might take my job one day if I don't get my life straight. So you better get ready. Are you guys ready for this next comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
His name is MS, like he don't got no disease, but he got a good crossover. It's called a comedy crossover. Can I get a clap, 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 clap for Mark? Take a drink of my soul, Selzer.
I didn't know it was me. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Since we're doing politics, I guess I'll start out. God, I'm embarrassed doing this and not in front of people. I don't know what it is. I'm doing it. I feel like I'm doing it by myself. So anyway, I'll start. I've been working on a little gay Donald Trump. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. Usually, this could be my last time doing gay Donald Trump. I don't know. At the end, they take all my Trump jokes and flush them down the toilet. So I'm working a little gay. I don't know if I can do it. I need an audience, I'm skeptical about doing this stuff. But anyway, we'll try a little gay Donald Trump. It was a huge penis. It was a gigantic penis. It was a bigger penis than anyone had ever seen. It was farther up my ass than any penis has ever gone up any gay man's ass, ever. of the universe. Because not only am I the person gay, I'm the gayest gay man that's ever been gay on the face of the earth. Don't let the fake news tell you I'm a racist, because I'm sucking the big black penises. I'm sucking the little tiny penises from China. I'm even sucking the brown penises, the Mexican penises, even the rapists. So don't let them tell you that I'm a racist. It's fake news. So anyway, so gay Donald Trump for you.
Yeah, I'll choke those down.
I don't know if I really had the voice. I don't know. It's like the more people I'm in front of, the better gay Trump I can do. But so also working on a little gay Seinfeld, so let me see if I can maybe I can do Seinfeld better today. What's with this huge penis up my butt? And why do I like it so much? I guess there really is nothing wrong with that. So yeah, that's my gay Seinfeld. I may make gay Seinfeld a little bit longer. We'll see. When people stop laughing, I just keep going with gay Seinfeld. When people stop laughing, they've had enough gay Seinfeld, or they've had enough gay Trump. We'll see if people have had enough Trump after this election. We'll see what happens. But no one has accused Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate, of raping anyone. If you want a rape-free candidate, you can vote for Joe Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate. Oh, I have a Libertarian joke. I have a joke. Yeah, since I'm a Libertarian, only Libertarians laugh at this joke, though. Since I'm a Libertarian, I always go for a walk every morning because I heard it was really good for my constitution.
Hey!
Only Libertarians laugh at that joke. Anyway, so I want to ask your advice from you guys. I had sex with my sex robot, and when her battery was dead. Does that mean I'm a necrophiliac? I was thinking my sex robot makes me, it's kind of depressing. I don't know. So I thought maybe I'd sell my sex robot, but I thought, wait a minute, that would be prostitution. And besides, how would it make my sex robot feel? And my sex robot keeps bugging me to get her breast implants. And I just keep telling her, you know what? Breast implants are just totally fake. Come on, they look awful. I wrote a poem for my sex robot, though. I did. It goes like this. It goes, your rubber is pink, your rivets are blue. I don't have to pay for dinner. I every day since I've taken my sex robot out of her box, she told me that she loves me. But I don't know. There just seems to be something mechanical about it. I don't know. So I'll end with this. What do you call a prostitute that farts really loud while she's fucking the President of the United States?
What?
A trumpet. That's a wind instrument, ladies and gentlemen. A wind instrument. Thank you very much. This is Mark Selzer. Thank you for letting me be of service.
Yeah, that's right, Mark Selzer.
Yeah.
I like that. The Libertarian lariat. Mark Selzer. I like it. I like it. And I like the fact that he's very active, actually out there doing the work, actually out there putting feet on the ground. And we need people like him to be true Americans and be active so we can express both sides, because we all agree on a lot of things. It's the idiosyncrasies that keep us separated. So I like guys like Mark Selzer out there on the ground trying to make it happen. And yeah, no cases for his guy, no cases for Howie from what I know, and no cases for me. So maybe we're better choices, but let's not be understood. But we have no money. We have no pull.
No money.
We have no power. So that's the game. And in America, power matters. And that's the one thing that people need to understand. And Americans, remember that. Work together. If you're sick of everything that's going on, you want to make it better, you know, you got to invest in it. Just like you invest in your children, just like you invest in those student loans that we all owe, the both parties will not knock out for us. All right, I'm getting upset. So, $80,000. I've been working for 20 years. Knock them out for you. But anyway, the point is, another great situation. The Libertarian Lariat. One more time. Can I get a clap, 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 clap for Mark, the Libertarian Lariat Selzer. The king of gay Trump. I like gay Trump, man. He's the best at what he does, for sure.
Everyone likes gay Trump. He was only gay when black life.
They're going to cancel you for that one, Jack. It's gonna be great. So let's hop on to our next comedian right back after that. So we're going back to the lady side of things. Oh yeah, we got a young lady coming to the stage. Now this lady right here was actually saved by the drug war in the 80s and the results of what came to the men who got it all started. Thank God for Rick Ross and Snowfall, and this man or this lady would have no party to love, but she is red as fire and red as someplace that the world loves. So you better get ready. Are you guys ready for this next comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
That's right. And I also like to name this real cool, this real beautiful, and I'm sure she is quaint and perfect and a lady of ladies. Put a round of applause and get a clap, 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 clap for Michelle Malizaki.
Oh, that's me. That's me. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to put my shoes on to be a little bit more formal. Thank you. Gosh. I don't know where to start, so I'm just gonna do show and tell. Look, a Japanese cookie box, and inside. Oh, what do you collect, by the way? Do you have any collections? No. I collect pens. Oh, for the hotels. Remember these? Like you stay at the hotel and then. Oh my gosh, I can't read this. Marriott. I can't read this, but look at this. From Stratosphere 1996. I have another one somewhere. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Pens. I don't know. Pens excites me because I love pens. Anyways, I don't know what else to tell you. I guess I should tell you I am anti-gun. I tell people in public that I'm anti-gun, but I have a confession to make. At home, I've semi-automatic staple gun. It makes me feel American. It keeps my kids at one spot. I don't know what to tell you. It's a great thing. Well, my cat's meowing, so maybe I should I let her in? I'm a cat, and she's awful. Last week she had a mouse as a pet for 3 days. What kind of cat is this? And I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like election because I just don't. It's because I am registered as certain party, but that doesn't mean I vote for somebody. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like a traitor all the time. That's how I feel. but hey, I don't know. Have you ever thought of getting a tattoo on your body? Like Chinese characters? You have to
Yeah.
be careful when you get Chinese characters because you have to be free of moles where you put the tattoo on, because okay, this means person, but when you have a line across, that means big.
Huh.
But if you have a
means-
mole here, that means dog. Or if you have a mole here, that means fat. So if you want to say big person, that means adult. But if you have a mole here, that means you are fat person. Or if you have a mole here, that means you're a dog person. So you gotta be careful where you put your tattoo on, and that's not gonna work on my body because I have a lot of freckles. So I might look like a fat dog person if I have tattoos. My kids think I'm in the early stage of Alzheimer's disease. I'm like, is that because I say the same thing over and over? And they're like, no, it's because you don't know our names. I know their names. I name their names. I name my son after Prince of England, William, and my daughter after the Queen, Elizabeth. But I know they get embarrassed when I call their names in public. So when I want to get their attention, I just say, hey, you. Then everybody looks at me. I love that. I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm Michelle Malizaki. Thank you, thank you. #1 Japanese mom. Thank you. When it comes to underwear, I buy larger size because it saves time. You know, you don't have to shimmy, less energy and time. But last time I bought underwear, it was too small. And I'm like, is that 1 minute? Okay. So I'm like, I could have returned them, but you know, for $9.99, I was just too lazy. So I made them into clothing for my pets. I didn't have to alter anything. You know, it has 3 necessary openings, one for the head, one for the tail, and a large opening for the business. Ta-da! So crafty. I should sell, it's so cute. I should sell them on Etsy. I'm like Japanese Martha Stewart. Well, thank you so much for listening. Thank you. And looking at my friends. Thank you.
Right, Michelle Malizaki.
Thank you.
Nice. That was good. And it was educational. She told us a lot about the text. She said that was Japanese text that you did. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was pretty cool with the dots and the different lines and all that stuff. Because, you know, I get tattoos like when I go to places like Mexico and Tijuana, which as a presidential candidate, I can't confirm nor deny whether I enjoyed it. But I get tattoos and I get Asian letters on my name. Like, yo, it says CJ. They're like, you sure about that? Sure about that? Apparently, it says I like things like gay Trump likes on the back of my cast. So when I wear shorts, I get a lot of attention in West LA. But that's the beauty of it. And I love what she did. She was very educated. She's also a mom. And I'll tell you, kids, I used to teach in the school for 2 years. Kids are nonstop and whatnot. It's like, no, no, stop. Yes, no, go over here. No, stop. Yes, no, stop. For fucking like 8 to 12 hours before they wear out. And then you gotta like go sit in the room. Like I couldn't do shit for like 2 to 3 hours after dealing with these kids. Cause I would have 10 to 30 kids in my control for about 2 years and in summer camp. And I would get home and my mom would be like, what you doing? I said, I just gotta go sit in the room for 2 hours. She's like, what you gonna do? I said, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So shout out to all my parents out there. Dad's lives matter. Mom's lives matter. Parents' lives matter. And give another round of applause to Michelle Malizaki.
Oh, thank you.
All right. The red girl from Japan. That's what I'm talking about. They got red in their flag, don't they? See, I called it right. I called it right. So I'm running for president. I make right assessments. So next gentleman coming to the stage is actually Mr. Cool himself, another smooth veteran, a non-party man, but he loves the planet, and he is the Arthur Morgan of this world. Red Dead Redemption. Hey, little kids, you like Red Dead Redemption? You think Arthur Morgan isn't real? You about to look at Arthur Morgan. This man hunts his own food, skins his own animals, take you out to the woods. He can even teach a dog to feed itself. What kid wouldn't want that? So you better get ready. This is the DZ, and he's a bad man. He's cool and free, and he loves being green, and he loves the earth because it is a living being, and we need to love the living being that we're on. So can I get a clap, 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 clap for Mr. Green himself and Mr. Clean and Mean?
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Well, that's the best intro I've ever had. Very much for that. So I've been doing comedy in LA for a while. I came down from Seattle. I was running a jazz club called Matzo Mama's Jewish Jazz Deli. And that's where I invented my own religion. It's called Zen Judaism. In Zen Judaism, we believe everything is sacred and everything is marketable. You know, in Zen, I studied Zen. In Zen, the idea is to live in the moment. In Zen Judaism, we want to live in the moment, but there's not enough time. We also believe in evolution. I actually went to Cuba, and I met a guy in the airport who did not believe in evolution. And I said to him, hey, even with all the proof? And he said the proof didn't matter. And that's when I realized evolution was slower than I thought. Man, I miss the sound of laughter so much. I'm telling you, just hearing you laugh, fucking incredible. It's just beautiful. Zen Judaism. I wrote the prayer book. We have our own prayer book. It's called The Complete Book of Everything, Part 1. And I'm on the second edition. Zen Judaism, like any other religion, is a non-profit, profit-oriented corporation. You know, in Zen, the idea is to lose your ego. No, no, no. We believe wherever ego, I go. We have a band. We play Zen jazz. We have our own form of music. Zen jazz sounds like African, Japanese, Jewish, Latin, Caribbean bebop.
Oh shit.
There's one other thing about it. We actually believe that there should be no more killing in God's name. If you want to kill, use your own name. I came to LA a long time ago, and I had no money. I came here with $25 and 2 instruments, and I had to get work right away. One of my first gigs was day labor. I was cleaning up dirt in the LA dump for $3 an hour. And then I got into phone sales. my first phone sale job, I was on the phone selling porno to Mormons. My other sales job was selling kung fu movies to Navajo Indians. I don't just those are the only gigs you could get in LA. I got on the Gong Show. That was an amazing.
Woo!
I did a jazz scat version of The Flight of the Bumblebee.
Wow.
Would you like to hear it? I can do it if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Woo!
Jazz scat version, Flight of the Bumblebee. Gone. They gave me a consolation prize. They gave me a year's supply of cough drops. 6 months later, they sent me another year's supply of cough drops. The show was in reruns, and I was getting residuals. So it's been I'm having a great time in LA. I learned a lot. I got sober here in LA. I got into Narcotics Anonymous, so I now have 20 years clean and sober, which is
Woo!
great. Thank you. My first meeting of my first 6 months, I gained 75 pounds because I couldn't stop eating sugar. I just got addicted to sugar. And you know, doctors say that sugar is just as addictive as heroin.
Yes.
Which means NutraSweet is methadone. So I was trying to make some money. I got a gig in a retirement home. Telling jokes was a joke. I would tell a joke, and then the people who could hear the joke would tell it to the people who couldn't hear the joke.
Oh no.
Like I heard the joke going around the room. By the time it got back to me, it was actually a better joke. In recovery, I learned that I had negative thinking. I suffer from negative thinking. I didn't know I had negative thinking until I had a positive thought.
Aww.
Negative thinking is nothing new. I mean, it goes back thousands of years. It runs in my family. It's like my blood is B negative. I wanted to get rid of my negative thinking, so I started to meditate. And I have my own form of meditation. It's called transcendental hesitation. I have my own mantra. When I meditate, I sit in the lotus position and I meditate and I say to my brain over and over again, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I learned about love in LA. I didn't know anything about love. My first marriage was 9 months. My second marriage was 6 months. Now I've been married 15 years, and my wife is Cuban, which is Spanish for jealous. Cubans don't get divorced. I've learned they kill you. We have an age difference, and my wife made a big mistake. She's young, and I'm glad I married someone young. Without my wife, my computer would still be dial-up. But she made 1 minute, okay. Where do I go? I'm gonna go here. We live in Burbank. We have a beautiful house. We have 3 cats. They're outdoor cats. They just come inside to shit.
Oh, gosh.
A little while ago, my wife said she wanted to have my baby. And I said, great. So now I have a beautiful little 7-year-old baby girl, little Cuban Jewish girl. And I'll end on this. This is a story I love to tell about my daughter. My daughter asked my wife, Mommy, where was I before I was in your tummy? And my wife said, ask Daddy.
Wow.
So my daughter said to me, Daddy, where was I before I was in Mommy's tummy? And I said, I don't know. and nobody knows. And if anybody tells you they know, they're full of shit. She said, Daddy, shit is a dirty word. I said, yeah, I know. Shit is a dirty word. So please, don't say shit at school. You can only say shit at home. And she said, oh, fuck. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to meet you. And I love the way you have organized this particular gig. It's beautiful to have the intros and everybody gets to hear about everybody else, and it's phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Dave. And that's a compliment from a man that's been in the game. Once again, another round of applause for David Zasloff.
Yeah.
Mr. Green, Mr. Green. I'm gonna have to sing that anytime we come back on the show. Mr. Green, Mr. Green. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cool as hell. Cool as hell. So we're gonna go into our next comedian and keep it rolling. We got a wonderful young lady coming up. I believe she is one of my libertarian gang stars and whatnot. She also likes to beef with Amish people in her free time. So you know she's hard as a motherfucker. And that's why I like this comedian coming to the stage. Let me take a second look just to make sure I get it right, because I drink a lot. I am a presidential candidate. So we got to make sure that we be accurate when we talk about things. So you guys ready for this next comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Now this next comedian coming to the stage actually reminds me of a classic show I used to love called Heart to Heart, where it was two people that worked together in a detective type swag. Bro, with nice, beautiful hair, but she's a whole different swag because she's the blonde version of femme fatale, her mistress. And she is also an ex-strip star. So you know she knows all about what's going on in the world today, and she keeps it real. She's going to drop that knowledge. She's got some real for you. We got to go REAL. You about to get some real right now. Once again, are you guys ready for this comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So can I get a clap, 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 clap for Erin, the strip star? Oh.
God damn, why couldn't you be my DJ? I would have made so much money with you. Shit. Love you. Oh, happy election day. Or as my friend Yang used to say, because I do nails now with the Vietnamese, happy erection day. I had, and she really said that. She goes, oh my God, I got my citizenship. I can.
Uh-oh. Erin is frozen. Erin
It's
is
the
frozen.
government.
Yes. And I have to give it up to my Vietnamese that I work with, because I swear to God, they know more about American history once they become citizens than any of us that were born here. Any of us. And I mean, shit. You know, what are you gonna do? Like, fuck yeah. Yeah, you guys are great. You know, I'm just saying. I do nails. I used to be a stripper, and one day I thought about it, and I stripped way past my prime. I did. I was literally sitting there on day shift one day, and I was like, why? I used to sit there on day shift and go into any strip club, and you will see a stripper sitting there, and they're like, why? Why am I still here? Why? And I thought about it, like, what else could I do with glitter? Nails is what I could do, nails. And that is what I do. And it's worked out really wonderfully. And so, and then I expanded on it with comedy. So it's been great with stripping. And it is a natural progression of a stripper. It is. You're like, what else can I do with glitter? You're like, nails. Just go into the beauty industry. Any beauty industry, they're full of strippers, ex-strippers. Just, you know, your hairdresser probably was a stripper, is what I'm saying. And what I realized, and I stripped, you know, a long time. I started in 1994 in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I stopped in 2000 and, August. Last year, let's not lie. August. And I stopped in Anaheim, and I don't know if you've ever been to Anaheim, you guys, to strip clubs. Are you guys familiar with Anaheim?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next to Disneyland. And what they have at Disneyland, and I don't know if you guys are Disneyland freaks, are my friends are. I have some Disneyland freak. I can't talk. I've been drinking wine, watching the election. Disneyland freaks that watch these hidden Mickeys. They're like circular barrel things like this that you'll find all around Disneyland. They're just implanted everywhere. Like you'll go, oh, here's a hidden Mickey. Here's a hidden Mickey. There's a hidden Mickey. Oh, there. And you count them because you're weird. And that's what you do. And you're like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I used to go up to bald men at the strip club with my bare boobs and I'd put them right on their bald head. I was like, boom, hidden Mickey. I'm just saying, it's a fun game. A fun game to play it. It's good. It's better than life, you know. I liked it. But I came out of the strip club one day and there was a cloud that moved over America and I wasn't quite aware of it. And it was the PC cloud and it had landed on top of America. And I had been in a dark strip club my entire life. And I came out of the strip club and I was like, what? You mean you can't say certain things? I've been in a strip club for years and you can do whatever you want. Nobody gives a shit as long as you show your tits, right? Had no idea. And my sister came up to me and she was like, she's the not slutty one in the family, you know, she's a nurse. She's like the one that actually went to school and like, you know, she did things. And she said, well, I was sexually harassed recently. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? Because I had never been sexually harassed and I've been a stripper for many, many years. And my sister's a nurse. And I'm like, what the fuck happened that she, the not slutty one, was sexually harassed, right? And she works in a hospital as a nurse. And she goes, well, a doctor came up to me and he said, you'd be better in bed than my wife. And I was like, oh, he's a doctor. You get on that shit right now. That's what I'm saying, right? And I go, wow, that's sexual harassment. Because I had a strip club owner put his finger in my ass, and that was like another Tuesday. I'm just saying. I'll end on this. I'm like, oh, I'll end on this because Carol's on the show. When you first start stripping, you guys, it's so exciting. You get to come up with a new name. And like when you're 22 with firm boobs, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna go buy sparkles or sapphire or diamond. And then when you're 45 and you're still stripping and the DJ's like, what's your stage name again? I'm like, Matt Carol. Does it matter? I'm just saying. I love you, Carol.
I love you too,
Thank
Erin. Woo! Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Erection Day.
Yeah.
I love you,
Erin. That's what I'm talking about. I like it. All that experience. That's right. Finger up your butt, guys. Just another Tuesday. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? With that kind of situation, you definitely need to burn blue or red. So get your finger up your butt.
You don't give a shit.
It was a great situation and another wonderful show. Good job. I like what she did. Educational, inspirational, great energy, great stories. And dude, God, was this recently when the guy walked up to your sister and said what he said?
It was like 3 years ago.
Really? Mm-hmm. God damn, like
a doctor.
Bold.
Yeah.
I don't want to be racist, but it seems like he might have been a Caucasian man.
Oh, I think he was. It's Ohio. I mean,
God, you know, I'm old school. I'm as filthy as you get. I'm as filthy and as wrong as you get, right? I'm running for president. I'm a politician. filthy as you get, right? But Jesus Christ, man, it's 2000. What is that? 2017?
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying? But I get it, you know. Me, now, like you said, though, ladies, it's sad to say, but he is a doctor. So
Exactly.
I want to get on that shit. Yeah, you get pregnant, you don't gotta work. He'll pay the bills.
My husband's unemployed.
Let the trash man get you pregnant, you gotta work. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So another round of applause for Erin Hart to Hart. Yeah. That's right. We got one last comedian coming to the stage. He is our closer, an extremely versatile man. And he is actually wearing our main host, Miss Wild Joe's favorite colors, red and black. He is also a man of many characters and voices. And he is also red to the core for Republican love. Very similar to the man who brought me and Wild Joe together, Mr. GT for GT's Comedy Jam. Love red and black. Love Republican life. And he was a wild, cartoonish man. So this man is a reincarnation, and that's why we saved him for the end, because he represents what this show is made of. Dive bar comedy, dirty as fuck, and dressed like the devil. And that's how you're supposed to do it, because that's comedy. Bad from the inside. So are you guys ready for our closing comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a clap, 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 clap. Matter of fact, no, stop, no, fuck that. This dude's name, right? I like his name. It's real smooth. My last name is Anthony, which I found out is a French name. So I guess we know who owned my family a couple hundred years ago in America. So I think his uncles may be friends of mine. So check it out. So we got to do a little something before he come up. So we're going to do some call and response. So can I get a parlez-vous français?
Parlez-vous français?
Parlez-vous français.
That's right. Can I get a merci beaucoup?
Merci beaucoup.
Excellent. Can I get a croissant?
Croissant.
Okay, so now we're ready because we got our lips ready and warm, just like this John is. Can I get a clap, 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 clap for Mr. Fringe? Badass accent.
Hello! How are you doing? I've been crouching there the whole time. I bet you weren't expecting this shit. My name is French accent. I am doing one-liners and puns. For example, someone came up to me the other day. He said, you know, the only easy day is yesterday. I said, oh yeah? Yesterday I passed a kidney stone. That's how I lost this eye. I'll let your imagination fill in the gap on that particular situation. The first time I heard the term acid reflux, I thought it was a hippie's flashback. Like some old dude in a tie-dye shirt just talking to the wall like Technicolor is the shape of the gears of humanity. What the hell did you just say? Oh, nothing, man. Sorry. It's acid reflux. And then he'd fart voluptuously and stumble off to a drum circle. These are the new things I've written by myself during quarantine. I don't know if they work or not, but I'm gonna say them. Do you know what Barack Obama's favorite Bee Gees song is? More than a woman. More than a woman to me.
Oh, that's cold.
Listen, Joan Rivers died so Zoom Comics could harvest that low-hanging fruit, all right? You do not disrespect her sacrifice. All right. I want to see a movie where Johann Sebastian Bach gets in a time machine, comes to the future, and has to listen to Cardi B's wet-ass pussy. Only he doesn't speak English well, and he's from the 1700s, so he doesn't get the slang. And when he goes back to Europe in the past, he writes a symphony about a rainstorm soaking a donkey and a kitty cat. I want to call it Bach to the Future. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for what I've just done to you. I'm at the end. I'm going to have fun. On a serious note, you know, with everything going on in the election, blackmailing's a big deal. Here's how you don't get blackmailed. Number one, don't do anything in private you wouldn't want revealed in public. Number two, if something happens you don't like, well, own up to it and either say you're a changed person and you were different then, or defend it. And number three, don't be a rich, heavy-set white woman. They get blackmailed all the time. It's the law. That's the only reparations that are actually in the Constitution. All right. Well, that's another one I thought up in the basement, but I'm going to keep telling it. I also want to see a gritty reboot of Winnie the Pooh, where Winnie and all of his friends get arrested, and they put them on a 1930s chain gang in the middle of the United States. It would be called Oh Bother, Where Art Thou? I'm trying new shit, all right? Some of you've seen my stuff. I think disco is the dubstep of baby boomers. Recently in Wyoming, they passed a law so that it's legal for women to go topless. Here's the thing. Nobody wants to see the women who go topless in Wyoming. All right? I'm looking around. I feel like some kind of pervert Obi-Wan Kenobi. These aren't the boobs I'm looking for. You know? But even before the COVID-19 locked everybody up, I gotta tell you, I was having a difficult time in life. I was living in LA and I realized you could live for 3 days on $3. All you gotta do is buy a loaf of garlic bread and eat it till you're full. It'll take you a couple of days. I was so hungry one day, I walked out of the Ralph's, ripped the paper off, started chowing down, and some high society no-ho woman near Burbank was like, oh my gosh. How can you do that? I was like, the single side of the force is a pathway to many abilities some would consider unnatural. We don't have any, nobody's seen the 9th Star Wars movie? Hashtag single over here. No, you didn't miss anything. It's a complete piece of shit. It's terrible. That's the only joke you'll ever hear about because nobody's seen it. Nobody fucking gets it. I think it's hilarious. You don't even get, I'm not even going to give you the laugh of Emperor Palpatine. You would not appreciate it. Bella Rose, is that how you say your name? Bella Rose?
Yes.
Excellent. Bella Rose, have you ever been so high on marijuana you see an iguana and the fauna eating shawarma with a llama named your mama? Here's a comma. While the tears of old Obama in an Alabama sauna smell of steam and lizard karma and big fauna spiked guarana soaked in 80s prime Madonna juice, not pointless Damiana spoofs, not flower and belladonnas on the Tabernet Montana trees that flourish in Botswana and they're sold in Tijuana, but eschewed in French Guiana. More, you're going to want a bruised banana or some hybrid microfauna as enjoyed by stoned koalas cruising in a greenish Honda seeking fresh-made meat lasagna in a formulaic saga. Here's where I'll put anaconda. While the world's a cyclorama and a low-rent psychodrama in a metadiorama. You ever been that stoned before, Rose?
No. I don't think I've been that.
You're that stoned right now. Okay, all right. I was wondering. I was wondering. You were telling me the Trump boys, they were hunting those extinct animals, and that's terrible because that means they have a time machine and we've never been told. I think that's terrible. All right. But on a serious note, the news media, right? Well, I fucked that joke up. Never mind. We're going to go somewhere else. I'm going to come back to it. Don't buy condoms at the dollar store. That's how they keep their clientele. Do buy pregnancy tests at the dollar store. They work every time. Because let's face it, if you're buying a pregnancy test from the dollar store, you're fucking pregnant. All right. There are 4 points on a compass: north, east, west, and south. NEWS, news, which is ironic because if you go north and then you go east and then you go west and then you go south, you end up precisely where you started from and you have merely wasted your time. Just like if you watched the news. And if any of you followed the news tonight, you know how true that is. Every single station's got 1,000 different numbers. These people never learned basic math. It's ridiculous. All I was walking down Sunset Boulevard prior to COVID. I ran into this midget with leather spandex pants, a rainbow jacket, and a huge beard. I said, man, you're too small to be a bear. You must be an Ewok. He was like, bitch, I'm a metronome. And he skipped off. In perfect time. That's a metronome joke there. All right. I think the very first person ever to walk on another planet will be a woman named Lorraine. And she will come from South Africa, from a very religious, prodigious family who prays over her extensively before she walks on Mars, where she will encounter an army at least 100 strong of male Martians. Now, the news media on Earth will go crazy. They will go to her father in Johannesburg, South Africa. They will say, are you worried about your daughter, Lorraine, on Mars with all the Martians? And her father will be like, there's nothing that 100 men on Mars could ever do. I blessed Lorraine down in Africa. I bless Lorraine. 30 seconds of your life, it's gone. It's gone forever. I am from Wyoming, obviously. I lived in Colorado about 8 years. Someone said to me, Wyoming, you know what the letters in Wyoming stand for, don't you? I said, what? He said, Wyoming, where you overdo methamphetamine in nightly gatherings. I said, oh yeah? Oh yeah, well, you know what Colorado stands for? He said, what? I said, Colorado. Crazy old liberals? Arado. I was in Oklahoma recently. You know what that stands for? Okay, let's all have our meth anyhow. All right. I will leave you. Do you want to hear a dirty joke or a clean joke?
Dirty.
You know what you call a hooker with AIDS? A discount. Or a penis fly trap. Or Cardi B. Or a particularly scathing, though accurate indictment of the United States educational system, because it's broke and dead inside. All right. So I'm a high school teacher. My name's Flan Jackson, a.k.a. Kevin Bennett. God bless y'all. This was a fun show, and thanks for having me on.
He went down.
Kill that shit, boy. I knew you was going to do your goddamn thing. And I want to thank all the comedians. Another round of applause for our closing comedian, y'all.
Merci.
Did a great goddamn job. Great job of including music, jokes, funny, politics,
Hilarious.
regular life stuff, on the fly jokes, freestyling, and whatnot.
And accordion.
With an accordion. Where the fuck do you get an accordion?
Well, there's a story behind it. I play piano. I don't play accordion. I mess around on it. I play piano, and I wanted to busk with it, so I got it for Christmas one year because I told my family I wanted an accordion to busk with, and I got it for Christmas, and it's really hard to play. So I put it in the closet for a year, and then needed to change my comedy act, and there it was.
Damn, that's what I'm talking about, and that's how you know you need to upgrade your game. Never stay the same, always grow, because this show is educational. We not only give you comedy, we teach you how to do comedy. And doing comedy is being willing to grow, more, change.
Yeah. Woo!
And that's beautiful right there. It's beautiful. Merci beaucoup.
Oui.
Merci beaucoup. That's all I can say to that. Another round of applause for French accent.
Woo! Merci.
Wow.
Okay, that was just me. That was like me. Okay. I was very excited. I had like a little Woody, because he's foreign, you know what I mean? When you hang with foreign men, they do like weird stuff. All right, so we're done with our show for the night. We're gonna close it out. I'm experimenting with my live Zoom performances, so I'm gonna do a quick song. I'm gonna run over the comedian's name, and then Miss Wild Joe's gonna take us home. So let's take a minute, and we're gonna get ready to throw it down. This song I'm about to do, because it is a presidential election, because rock and roll is true American, and this song is about what it's like to be an American such as myself. Let's go.
Where'd he go?
Costume
He's getting
change.
in costume. He's getting in costume.
Couple more seconds.
He's coming. And this show has gone long. I want to apologize. I'm going to have to put off my midget porn jokes until next week. It's actually a true story. It wasn't even a joke, but I will put it off until next week. And we're going to get some
We're ready.
Nudity by Mista See.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Nudity by Mista See.
That's why I can't keep you by the day. And I'm so disrespectful. That's why I'm always keep on that by the man. Oh, God just wants to drink today. And you just throw it in my face. And no smoke, no instant race. Oh, in the fire. There gon' be some drink tonight. There gon' be some drink tonight. Drink tonight. There gon' be some drink tonight. 1 year's not a twiddle of feet. No matter how bad it's gone, but I still rock and still and then nobody gonna tell me I need. Now God just wants to drink today. And just throw it in my face. No free, no smoke, no ice. Oh, in the fire. There gon' be some drink tonight. There gon' be some drink tonight. There gon' be some drink tonight. Drink tonight. Serpentine, fight like Jim with no teeth. The serpentine, fight like Jim with no teeth.
M-O-E.
There gon' be some drink tonight. There gon' be some drink tonight. There gon' be some drink tonight. Stop or cop me, motherfucker.
Woo!
Wow. I don't know what I
All right.
just saw, but I cannot unsee it. High energy performance by Mista See. Oh man, this was a fun show, Carol. I hear some babies crying. They're waking up on my end. So Carol, you had some announcements you wanted to make.
You guys. Saturday, November 14th, Carpool Comedy. We're back with our third installation, our third monthly show of Carpool Comedy, socially distant. Stay in your car, listen to it on your radio, watch performers do comedy in the back of a truck, you guys. It's a spectacle. It's fun. Come out for that. Contact me at the World's Best Laugh for tickets for that. We have an Eventbrite, and you can just order tickets on there and bring all your friends and come and have a good Saturday night. So come out for that, you guys.
Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds awesome. And I didn't have time to tell my midget story, but I do want to say one joke. This is GT's joke, and Mark Selzer reminded me of it. But yeah, my husband, I caught him going to a sex robot brothel. That's what happened. I found a pair of panties in his glove box one day, and I confronted him. I said, "Whose panties are these? Whose panties are these?" He said, "I don't know. Smell them." So I did. I smelled him. I took a big whiff. You know what it smelled like? WD-40. That's how I busted him.
That's great.
That's one of GT's classic jokes. But I never thought I'd have more sex robot comics on the show, but that was fun. We learned so much. It was kind of a serious show, but it was also a very funny show. And thank you guys all for spending your election night with us. Thanks for the people that were watching. It was actually hard to get comics to come on this show because they're like, it's election night. And I'm like, what are you doing election night? But anyway.
Working on jokes.
We all voted in the morning, right? So everybody's just waiting for those results. But while we waited, we had fun. So thank you all for coming on. Huh? We don't know yet. They're going to be counting for weeks. But yeah, you guys were great. It was super, super fun. Thanks for coming on. And we are every week live on Facebook, and then it gets posted all around the web the next day. So check us out at Dive Bar Comedy on Facebook, divebarcomedy.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. We're live every Tuesday. So that's about it for us. Thank you, and
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good
Au revoir.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. That was a lot of fun.